The sorrow and anger over the death of newlywed Catherine Hoang in a Sydney car crash was made even worse by the death of her unborn twin boys. The tragedy has revived memories of another mother who suffered loss and then fought tirelessly to have the life of her baby girl recognised in law.
It's been almost 9 years since Brodie Donegan and Nick Ball lost their baby girl Zoe to a dangerous driver. Their pain still simmers, but it turns to despair when they see the same thing happening to another family.
I just felt so sorry. It's such a loss that's felt by everyone.
3 days ago, an unlicensed driver was allegedly speeding when he crossed onto the wrong side of the Northern Road at Orchard Hills, killing Catherine Hoang and her unborn twins. The baby boys were due next week, but like Zoe, aren't recognised as lives lost.
My daughter was my daughter. Catherine's sons were her sons. They were also going to be imminently born. When you can feel the children, you're looking forward to that birth. You're looking forward to that child. It just doesn't cover it.
Richard Moananu is already facing 10 charges, including 2 counts of manslaughter. Police today revealed they're seeking advice on whether the 29-year-old can also be charged over the deaths of the unborn twins. Under the current law, the death of an unborn baby is only considered as a serious injury to the mother. It's been a divisive issue, but the state government has no plans to change it.
And now we have another 2 who will not be counted. Are we not taking life seriously? I don't believe we are.
Brodie Donegan has now given up on the system, blaming politics for not acknowledging her Zoe. It wasn't to be for her family, but it's not too late for Catherine and Bronco Hoang's baby boys. Tiffany Genders, NBN News.
Last year they were fierce foes. Today they're more than friends. Donald Trump claiming he and Kim Jong-un have fallen in love. The bizarre declaration has sparked backlash amongst officials who say negotiations to denuclearise North Korea have stalled.
President Trump never ceases to surprise. While those working on the denuclearisation of North Korea say no real progress has been made, the president claims everything is rosy. Actually, even better than that.
And you know the interesting, when I did it, and I was really being tough, and so was he, and we go back and forth, and then we fell in love, okay?
The reality is, despite promises made at the Singapore summit between the 2 leaders, the US hasn't been allowed to send in inspectors as agreed. Authorities here have no idea how many nuclear weapons there are in North Korea or where they are. And Trump's claims of a US-North Korean bromance were immediately pounced on by those who know the reality.
North Korea is winning this negotiation. They have a firm line. Whatever flirtation Trump is doing, they're not buying it.
And that was backed up in the United Nations by the North Koreans over the weekend. They were saying there that there'll be absolutely no deal done until they see more trust coming from the Americans.
Without any trust in the US, there will be no confidence in our national security, and under such circumstances, there is no way we will unilaterally disarm ourselves first.
President Trump appears to be blind to that, telling his devoted supporters dictator Kim Jong-un is infatuated with him.
No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love.
In the United States, Robert Penpole, NBN News.
Australian homeowners are facing a wealth squeeze as mortgage interest rates likely keep rising even as home values fall. Normally, when prices drop, the Reserve Bank responds by cutting rates, but not this time.
Rates up, houses down. In September, home values fell in 5 of our 8 capital cities. The problem is the downward trend in Sydney and Melbourne, where prices have fallen the most, and they're expected to keep on sliding.
So with mortgage rates just edging a little bit higher now, it does suggest that there's potentially some further dampening pressure on the housing market.
It's no surprise to us that prices are still falling at the moment. We think that's got quite a bit further to go, actually.
Sydney house prices fell another 0.8% last month. The annual fall is now more than 7.5%, or around $80,000. $80,000. The median price is now $976,000. And as banks become more cautious in the wake of the Royal Commission, things could get worse as borrowing money becomes tougher.
The big driver of the slowdown, of course, is tighter credit conditions. We're not expecting credit conditions to ease up at all.
So the government is urging banks not to continue raising interest rates out of step with the Reserve Bank, because they know if the property market falls apart completely, it will undo otherwise strong economic conditions.
While we understand the cost of credit sometimes puts upward pressure, we don't expect them to be putting it up anytime soon.
We do think that if everything continues along this pathway, we think the RBA will be starting to increase interest rates around about this time next year as well.
For our national economy, one problem is the pace that prices are falling in our two largest cities.
So that starts to affect overall household wealth.
Ross Greenwood, NBN News.
To finance, and the banks and miners were weaker across the board today. NAB and the Commonwealth shedding 21 and 99 cents respectively. ANZ was the worst performer among the big four. To commodities, and gold is currently trading higher, while oil is around $73 a barrel. One Australian dollar is currently buying 72 US cents. Now it's over to Gavin Morris with a quick look at our weather, and Gav's sunny spring weather has settled in across the region.
Yes, certainly has. Those northerlies back into play. Very warm conditions throughout tomorrow and again for Wednesday, but then we'll start to see that cloud increase, and we finally have some rain on the way for drought-stricken areas of New South Wales. It's looking pretty good, widespread, some decent numbers. Wednesday more so during Thursday, and easing as we move towards the weekend. Your local details headed your way real soon.
Thanks, Gav. Ahead in the news, dramatic video of airline passengers being saved from a sinking plane. And is Amal Clooney about to become a Nobel Peace Prize winner?
Zoom Zoom. Feel it. Own it. New look Mazda BT50 4x4 Ute range gets extra value with 3 years or 45,000 kilometre free scheduled servicing. It's time to own BT50 4x4 XT from just $39,990 drive away plus free scheduled servicing. And Mazda BT50 4x4 GT from only $49,990 drive away also gets free scheduled servicing. It's time to go.
Free expert colour advice. In-store and online this October. Find your colour with Dulux.
Unlock the gates of Maitland Jail today. Take a tour and immerse yourself in the jail's vibrant history. Hear the stories and explore the cells. With a range of tours to choose from, visit Maitland Jail today. Unlock more and book your tour at maitlandjail.com.au.
This is a surprise.
Well, it's the Piper couple with the old man.
I just realised I left my tools outside, mate.
Still be so too, Dad.
Free expert colour advice. In-store and online this October. Find your colour with Dulux.
We go the distance. We cover the ground. From harvest to home, off-road to office. This is your journey, and we're driven for growth. We're part of the fabric, part of the future, proven in performance. With Aussafe Super, we're with you all the way, because your tomorrow starts today. Aussafe Super, the industry super fund for rural and regional Australia.
Best sheds, up to 40% cheaper. All our sheds are manufactured by us right here in Australia with a 20-year manufacturer's warranty. Call Best Sheds 1800 15 17 18 or visit bestsheds.com.au.
Are you getting your Woolies worth when you shop with us? I am. One for me, one for Mum. Free. That's what I look for.
She's my special girl.
Always a great price. Always.
The odd bunch saves us a bunch.
Dropped. shopped. We want you to get your Woolies worth every time you shop.
So, what's the good news?
You're heading for $10 off your next shop.
That's why I picked Woolies.
3 people are missing in Greece as a rare and powerful storm batters the country, bringing flash flooding and heavy rain. Storm Zorba has cut power to thousands of homes, lashing the southwest with winds more than 100 kilometres an hour. It seemed too good to be true that no one was killed when an Air Niugini plane crashed into the lagoon of a Micronesian island. Now it's feared there might have been at least one victim, despite the rapid response of US Navy divers who were training nearby.
This is why it seemed everybody was safe. And that all 47 people on board the Air Niugini jet had survived. US Navy divers searching the buckled fuselage of the airliner, risking their own lives as the plane teetered on a coral reef. More American sailors from a training ship came racing across the lagoon, tethering their inflatables and wading along the wing, searching the length of the plane from tail to the cockpit and counting off the passengers and crew. Outside, along with locals, they collected those who were clinging to the wreckage.
There's a badly injured guy on the other side.
Airline officials initially declared everyone accounted for. Now, reports that one man is missing. And aviation investigators are still trying to figure out how the pilot misjudged the approach to Chuck Airport and landed short in the water. This stretch of water, long known to divers from around the world as Truk Lagoon, is a graveyard of Japanese ships and aircraft from the Second World War. It is now the site of a modern mystery. Mark Burrows, NBN News.
Prince William has been kicking goals, or at least trying to, in Kenya, playing a friendly game of soccer with the local team. It took the Duke of Cambridge 3 attempts to get the ball through the net before handing out jerseys from his favourite football club. It's the last stop on the Duke's week-long tour of Africa. Amal Clooney is said to be among the possible contenders for this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Amal, who is married to Hollywood actor George Clooney, is a barrister specialising in international law and human rights. The prize will be announced in Oslo on the 5th of October. There was a stunning and very colourful end to the Hunter Valley's annual balloon fiesta. More than 500 people were lucky enough to enjoy the picturesque experience over the last 4 days, with almost 30 balloons floating over the region's vineyards. It's been the fiesta's best year yet, with many already booking a place for next year. It does look spectacular, doesn't it? Mitchell Hughes is back now with all the rest of the day's sport.
Thanks, Paul. Coming up after the break, no fairy tale finish for Billy Slater as the Storm return home with heavy hearts. And Bernard Tomic breaks his ATP title drought in China.